Happening now, breaking news. A plea is made in connection with the 2017 Jamestown murder. We are live from Chautauqua County's courthouse next. Plus, the push to clean up improperly disposed needles continues here in Jamestown.
Well, the Muggies have returned. They're going to stay here throughout much of the week, but a turnaround by the weekend. We'll talk about it next as the news at noon starts now.
Live and on demand, this is WNY News Now. This is WNY News Now with live breaking news.
A 22-year-old man accused of a 2017 stabbing death has pled guilty in the case. Thank you for joining us for WNY News Now, and we start with the live breaking news. I'm Justin Gould. Tavon Turner took a reduced plea deal this morning as the murder trial against him was set to get underway in Chautauqua County Court. WNY News Now's chief court correspondent Matt Hummel first broke the story and joins us now live from Mayville with more on these breaking developments. Matt.
Yeah, Justin, Mr. Turner pled guilty this morning to a reduced charge of first-degree manslaughter. He was originally indicted, of course, on 2 counts of second-degree murder. Now, in this agreement between Turner and the Erie County DA's office, it calls for a determinate sentence of 18 to 22 years in state prison, plus a mandatory 5 years of post-release supervision. Turner will be sentenced in September, and this after he admitted in the court of law today that he killed Dylan Owenby. He caused physical injury resulting in the death of Mr. Owenby. And again, Turner will be sentenced in September. Justin, back to you.
All right, Matt, thank you. Of course, Turner remains in Chautauqua County Jail on $1 million bail. The Erie County District Attorney's Office was prosecuting the case on behalf of the people. Well, members of Jamestown City Council are expected to vote on an agreement involving the collection and disposal of syringes during its voting session tonight at City Hall. According to the meeting agenda, Jamestown Mayor Eddie Sundquist and Hope Chautauqua Coalition have reached an agreement for the municipality to acquire 10 Sharps containers for syringe disposal. The agreement says that medical waste disposal costs will be covered by a New York State Department of Health grant for 1 year. In addition, the resolution says that the Sharps containers are free to obtain through an application process that would be completed by that coalition group. City officials discussed a recent uptick in the littering of used syringes in public spaces during their work session last month. Sundquist, however, explaining that he discovered something different.
People were actually taking any syringes that they had and they were putting them in the boxes. So we stopped seeing them kind of thrown in the ramp and actually changed the behavior.
The council will also be honoring Jamestown Police Officer Mark Conklin with a resolution thanking him for his heroic efforts in rescuing a city family from a house fire last week. Health officials are warning residents about the possibility of a COVID resurgence as vaccination rates stumble both nationally and here locally. In Chautauqua County, 49.5% of the county's total population are now vaccinated. That's 63,000 residents who have had at least 1 dose of the shot. John Lawrence with more on what officials are now planning to do.
The hope for the U.S. to have a so-called return to normalcy from COVID-19 this summer is fading away fast.
This is an unnecessary predicament we're putting ourselves in.
All 50 states in the U.S. saw more week-to-week confirmed COVID-19 cases compared to 7 days prior, according to data from Johns Hopkins University.
Patients and their families telling docs, listen, doc, I wish I had gotten vaccinated. Can I do it now? And usually the response is, well, you can do it once you recover from this illness, but right now it's probably too late.
30 states have yet to get at least 50% of its residents fully vaccinated, according to the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention. And the clear majority of those getting infected, people who haven't had a COVID-19 shot.
Our hospitals are filling up with unvaccinated patients who are sick and much younger than the patients that we saw just a couple of months ago.
As summer fades into fall, there's a push to get more people to roll up their sleeves.
This is a pivotal moment in our race against the COVID virus. We have school coming up. We have a lot of sports activities that people are expecting and anxious about, and it's important for normalcy. And what's holding us back is a low vaccination rate.
I'm John Lawrence reporting.
John, thank you. The Biden administration is discussing whether mask guidelines should be revisited, and the CDC is reconsidering its current stance on facial coverings. That according to sources who are familiar with these talks. A remembrance vigil will be held in tribute to a decades-old cold case murder of a Jamestown woman next month. The family of Yolanda Bindix is holding a community vigil at Bergman Park on Tuesday, August 10th at 7 o'clock. The tribute will feature guest speaker Cara Latta with the Erie Awakening Group. Bindix, a mother of four, was last seen on August 10th closing up the Family Dollar on Vulena Avenue where she worked. Though her body was discovered 2 years later, no arrests have been made, and the circumstances around her death remain a mystery. Last month, WNY News Now talked to Yolanda's daughter, Allison Bindix, who reminded us that even though the case has gone cold, there is still an intense push by her family to find justice.
Cold cases, they're very easy to not forget about, but they get swept under the rug. And just don't forget her. Don't forget about her. Don't forget that the family will never be done trying to get justice for her.
There remains a $21,000 reward for new information regarding the mother's disappearance. While Bindix says she must be careful what she says publicly, she has formulated her own theory as to what happened to her mom, telling us she was likely taken by someone she trusted. Well, we thank you for joining us for WNY News Now. Let us know what you think about these stories and more in the comments down below. If you're watching on our Facebook and social media live streams, if you're watching us anywhere else, we appreciate you so much for tuning in today. It's great to see Ed, good to see Kim, Pam, Robert, Tapsy, Connie, and Charlie. Hopefully you are all having a great day out there. Well, now let's check in with Chief Forecaster Dakota Hunter, who's standing by with a first look at our weather. Hey, Dakota.
Happy Monday, Justin. Almost a Tuesday. I don't know why I thought today was a Tuesday. But anyway, we'll just move right on. This is a live look over Findlay Lake showing you a few of those puffy white clouds. It's a nice day out there, but temperature already up to 80 degrees right now. And the dew point's still a little bit of an issue. The dew point is up there, so we have a little bit of that humidity in the air. Now, the satellite and radar composite shows you really nothing, just a few of those, high-level clouds, those puffy cumulus clouds moving on in. Otherwise, that's it. It's going to be dry for today, so get out and enjoy it. But don't forget the sunscreen. UV index is high today. And we'll see a couple chance for showers on Tuesday. We dry out Wednesday, but Thursday a better chance for at least a couple rain showers and maybe a couple thunderstorms as well. 81 over 61 was the high and low yesterday. 94 and 41 is the record high and low for today. So through the afternoon, gobs and gobs of sunshine for you. You're welcome. Warmer, quite humid. The UV index is at an 8, very high today, so sunscreen recommended. 80 to 86 with that southwest wind. Now, we might have a shot of seeing the ISS tonight. We'll talk about that. Plus, the humidity doesn't go anywhere for at least the work week. We'll talk about that and that full 7-day forecast later in the show. Justin?
All right, Dakota, we'll take this much-needed sunshine, feeling a lot like summer. Thank you. Leaders in Lakewood are slated to discuss opting out of permitting marijuana dispensaries and consumption locations in the village during tonight's monthly meeting. According to the Village of Lakewood's meeting agenda, officials will consider their options moving forward. Lawmakers have until the end of December to opt out of allowing cannabis-related activities in the village. New York State legalized recreational marijuana earlier this year following the passage of Marijuana Regulation and Taxation Act. The act allows marijuana sales to people over the age of 21 and automatically expunges records of people with past convictions for marijuana-related offenses. So far, there have been both positive and negative feedback on legalization, with some critics, like State Senator George Borrello, saying the legislation is flawed.
Right now, what's to stop somebody from, smoking weed in a public park with kids around? So these are the type of things, we've gone backwards. We had this whole push to stop people from smoking cigarettes. We spent a tremendous amount of money. And now we're basically saying, for the most part, you can smoke pot pretty much anywhere.
Others locally, like Jamestown Mayor Eddie Sundquist, look to take advantage of the new business sector by petitioning new marijuana businesses to set up shop in the area. Well, the window to file civil lawsuits under New York State's Child Victims Act will come to a close next month. The state's unified court system reporting more than 7,000 cases have been filed under the act since the look-back window first opened in 2019. That window is slated to close now on August 14th. Previously, adults were barred from filing a civil suit for sex crimes that happened when they were a child. Of the cases filed so far, 1,700 alleged perpetrators are tied to Catholic dioceses here in New York State. During the spring legislative session, lawmakers discussed extending the current deadline past August 14th. However, the idea passed the Senate but did not see a vote in the Assembly. Coming up next, a lot more to tell you about where President Biden's infrastructure bill stands in Washington, D.C. We check in with Congress next. And later, the Olympics inspiration on local recreation. Stay with us as WNY News Now continues.
With coverage that matters. This is WNY News Now.
Located along the Amish Trail, the Randolph Retail Company offers a variety of clothing, jewelry, and gifts for any occasion. Offering uptown merchandise at small-town prices, our locally owned business balances quality and value. With complimentary gift wrap here at the Randolph Retail Company, we pride ourselves in personal service. Check out our Facebook page or stop in today at 127 Main Street, Randolph, just a 20-minute drive from Jamestown.
EagleZip.com is your local one-stop shop for all of your home and business computer needs. Located on Fluvan Avenue Extension, just outside of Jamestown, EagleZip.com sells and services all brands of desktops and laptops, as well as servers and network equipment for your business. All new computer sales include transferring your data from your old computer plus a 2-year warranty. Call EagleZip.com today.
Stop by EagleZip.com today and let us make computers easy for you.
Have the best summer ever with endless adventures at Girl Scout Summer Camp. Financial aid available, open to all girls. For more information, call or go to gswny.org.
You're watching WNY News Now, where coverage comes first.
The Americans will try to add to their impressive first-day haul of swimming medals on day 3 of the Tokyo Games today, when some of their top competitors get back to the pool. While the U.S. women's basketball team is starting its quest for a 7th consecutive gold medal. Here's the latest medal account from the Olympics, with China leading overall with 14 medals, 6 of them gold. But the U.S. is not far behind, with 10 total medals, 6 gold, 1 silver, and 3 bronze. The Americans were thrilled with their first day collection of 6 medals, a feat not even accomplished by the great Phelps era, a span of 5 summer games. Few teams have been as dominant in the Olympics as the U.S. women's basketball team as well, which has won gold dating all the way back to the Atlanta Games in 1996. There will be plenty of action across all platforms today, beginning with the preliminary swimming heats on NBC that started at noon. 5 hours of coverage includes the women's skateboarding street final and men's canoe final as well. Well, lawmakers on Capitol Hill spent yesterday hammering out final details of a bipartisan infrastructure bill. The biggest issue that remains to debate involves funding for water and transportation-related infrastructure projects. Senator Mark Warren is optimistic that enough Republicans will support the measure to move it forward, however.
We're down to the last couple of items, and I think you're going to see a bill Monday afternoon.
Now, Warner, a Democratic senator from Virginia, is also optimistic that a voting rights measure can also get to President Biden's desk. Senator Warren believes that many may require some limited filibuster reform, however. Well, a federal judge has given the government more time to file an amended complaint against social media giant Facebook. The Federal Trade Commission is trying to break up that giant. The judge dismissed the agency's original complaint because prosecutors failed to provide enough facts to back up their claim that Facebook holds a monopoly over social networking. But the judge gave the FTC a 30-day window to refile its lawsuit. It now has until August 19th to file its amended complaint. Facebook has until October 4th to respond. Well, tech billionaires are doing it, so when will flying into outer space become affordable for the rest of us? In today's Consumer Watch, a closer look at the hurdles standing in the way there and how soon commercial space travel might become a reality.
Commercial space tourism, a pipe dream or a real possibility? Former Amazon CEO Jeff Bezos and Virgin Galactic CEO Richard Branson, who both launched into space this month, say they're ready to start offering trips to outer space.
I mean, it was just like the most incredible dream.
But experts agree affordable space flights for the masses are decades away at best. Virgin Galactic's July 11th launch carried just 4 passengers and 2 pilots. It has sold about 600 tickets for future flights at up to $250,000 each. On Tuesday, Bezos and 3 others flew slightly higher into outer space on the New Shepard rocket. Bezos' Blue Origin space company has already booked nearly $100 million in tickets for future space flights, Bezos said. A major hurdle is getting enough space travelers to get into those rockets in order to spread out the cost.
You've got to do it the same way we did it with commercial airline travel.
Bezos suggested spacecrafts would need to carry a lot more people to make the flights widely affordable.
These are, biplanes, and they're flying into a farmer's field and charging a small price to fly people around for a few minutes in the air. That's what we're doing right now. But you know where that barnstorming phase leads? To 787s.
But experts say there also needs to be significant demand for space travel to fill the seats on those larger crafts, no matter the price. For today's Consumer Watch, I'm Steve Nanos.
Steve, thank you. The first space tourist was U.S. millionaire Dennis Tito, a California entrepreneur who paid Russia $20 million in 2001 to fly him to and from the International Space Station. He is the first of 7 travelers to date who have paid millions to fly into space. Well, we couldn't necessarily afford that, Dakota, but I would pay a couple $100s to at least just, leave Earth's orbit to say that I've done it. Obviously, I'm not going to spend that much time in space when you look at probably how much all of that costs altogether.
Right.
But it's interesting nevertheless. Probably in our lifetime and sooner than we think, that might be a reality.
Well, I mean, because, we talked about this, I think, last week, talking about when I think it was Bezos or one of them went up into space first. I think we talked about Branson.
Yeah, I think it was
first.
Virgin Galactic.
Yeah,
there in that piece.
and, who knows? Maybe the future is there's going to be space hotels in the future where you'll be able to go up into space and spend a week in Earth years up in space,
Spend a weekend in the stars. I can see that now on a billboard somewhere. Let us know what you guys think about this and more in the comments down below. Nevertheless interesting, and when you look at the whole scope of the history of it, which if you're friendly with the program, you'll know that huge history buff right here. And I think it's so incredible to see how far we've come when looking at the space race. I mean, my grandparents now remember sitting in front of their TV watching the man walk on the moon.
Yep, 1960s, yep.
And you look at today, and we're able to have a jaunt into space just to do it. Really, really blows my mind. So, a lot of people this week, too, are going to be looking towards the weather forecast because I know there is some needed relief coming later on heat-wise, but today, Dakota, it's really, really, really feeling like summer out there.
Yes, it is. And in the words of Ralph Cramden, to the moon, Alice. Let's take a look at the wind gusts from yesterday. And I'm not going to explain who Ralph Cramden is. If you've never watched The Honeymooners, please do. Look them up. They're hilarious. Jackie Gleason. Anyway. Peak wind gusts yesterday, 24 miles per hour. It definitely wasn't as breezy as it was Saturday. I mean, it definitely was a windy day Saturday, along with a few of those rain showers. If you've got any yard work you want to get done, this is the forecast over the next 5 days. So today, go ahead and do it. Got the green light. I threw a caution light out for tomorrow And the reason for that is because later in the afternoon, we'll see a few rain showers coming our way. Wednesday, nice green day. Thursday, don't even think about it. Widespread rain showers, nothing good there. But as we go into Friday, the humidity also comes down as well. So it'll be a drier day along with a more comfortable day. But hey, today might be a good idea to get out on the water. 71's the water temperature off the Buffalo Harbor, 74 at the Coast Guard Station in Erie. Southwest winds 5 to 15 knots and wave heights averaging 1 foot or less with lots of blue skies. So the Lake Erie water likely will be your best friend today. It usually stays cooler right near the immediate Lake Erie waterfront. Sun and clouds downtown from the HD News Now cam. We're at 80 as a noon hour right now at the Jamestown Airport. Variable wind to 7. There's that dew point at 61. So we've got a heat index of 81 degrees. That's what it feels like when you step outside. Tonight, we do have a chance of seeing the International Space Station. Speaking of which, one of the passes is going to be close to the region. So tonight at 10:34, the ISS is going to enter to our northwest and eventually exit to our east-northeast. And the ISS will be visible for 3 minutes. And of course, the best chance of seeing the ISS will be away from city lights. So that's the direction you look, northwest to east-northeast. Use the compass on your phone and you'll find the direction. Look for it. It'll be the moving little light in the sky. You'll see it. And of course, if you get a picture of it, send it to us. We love that stuff. So the muggy meter shows you we're staying in that humid to muggy category as we go through at least Thursday. But Friday, big change in the weather pattern. Cold front moves through, knocks our humidity back down to that pleasant category once again. So here's the weather setup. We have high pressure to our southwest. That's it right there. This high moves on out. And then we're going to see a couple waves of little light low pressure moving away, which may produce a few rain showers. So we'll show you future scan, nothing through the day today. Better chance of rain is going to likely stay up close to near Buffalo today, but the southern tier will stay dry, clear and comfortable tonight. Well, not really comfortable, but clear and starlit tonight. It still will be a little bit humid. Tomorrow, even though the model mainly shows the rain further to the north, wouldn't be a bit surprised if we do see a couple light rain showers late tomorrow afternoon, 3, 4, 5 o'clock in the afternoon. A few more clouds roll in for the overnight tomorrow, and then Wednesday should be a nice day, partly to mostly sunny, but still humid though. That's the caveat, though, with the forecast. So let's take you through the inland areas today. The temperature's likely lower to mid-80s today, but it's feeling warmer. And don't forget the sunscreen. UV index is very high today, so that sunscreen recommended if you're doing anything outdoors for any length of time. Next 7 right there on the screen. 79 tomorrow, 77 on Wednesday. Comes down a little bit, but it still remains muggy. Thursday, that's out ahead of the next front. 73, more widespread showers and storms. A much cooler but drier day Friday. And then the weekend right now, kind of 50-50. Saturday looks like your better day with only a few scattered showers on Sunday. We will take a break and be right back.
With coverage that matters, this is WNY News Now.
I'm a survivor.
I'm a survivor. I'm a survivor. Testicular cancer is the leading form of cancer in men aged 15 to 35.
1 in 250 men will be diagnosed with testicular cancer.
But 98% will survive if detected early.
As a survivor, I believe early detection is the key. Learn how to do a testicular self-exam and other important facts about testicular cancer at oneball4tc.com.
It's not just what we say, it's what we do.
Local first. It isn't just our slogan. It's our mindset every single day. So whether you're watching our daily live streams or staying up to date with reports on our website and mobile app, you'll always see the same attention to detail from reporters who passionately care about our community, who have one goal in mind: to always put the facts first.
For me, it's more than just getting the forecast right. What I love the most about my job is that I come into work every day to help break down the weather, letting people know how this is going to impact their day. We take pride that First Defense Weather is the only local weather team in the southern tier. We don't just copy and paste our weather from outside sources. Every part of our forecast is handmade right here in-house, something our team really takes pride in.
What matters to you matters to us. Every story, every day. WNY News Now, where coverage comes first.
How prepared is your family if a hurricane shows up at your doorstep, or a flood, or a blizzard? You can't just turn away a natural disaster. That's why it's important to go to ready.gov/plan now. It has the tools and tips you need to make an emergency plan with your family. So if disaster comes knocking,
let's go.
You'll be ready to help keep your family safe.
It's just a pizza. Yes.
Make a plan today.
You're watching WNY News Now, your source for breaking news.
At the first full weekend of the Summer Olympics are in the book, watching the best of the best might bring out athletic inspirations of many. With that, some local sports shops are hoping to see a spike in their sales. Christina Allen with our news partner Erie News Now heard from those businesses and consumers alike.
Major sporting events like the Olympics bring out the athleticism in all of us.
You know, really fun as a kid growing up watching all these races and watching the Tour de France and the Lance Armstrong era.
Watching the world's best battle it out can inspire thousands across the country to pick up a new hobby. That's what some local sports-based businesses are hoping for.
Maybe they're watching the Olympics, but, you know, they have a different picture in their head. They just want to get on a bike.
Nathan Latimer owns 814 Outdoor Sports and helps everyone from new riders to professionals start cycling. The pandemic caused bike sales to skyrocket. Now there's a shortage, so the idea of another bike craze is concerning.
Any enthusiasm towards getting a new bike is great. It's just really tough right now.
Biking isn't the only sport gaining traction. After popular movies like The Hunger Games and Brave, archery picked up around the country. Now local archers are hoping the same thing happens after the 2021 Olympics.
Hollywood was responsible for a huge spike, and in 2012, the Olympic viewership for archery actually beat basketball.
With the 2021 Olympics underway, Archery Encounters owner Tim Case is hoping the games cause the next spike.
What's your hope, I guess, coming out of the Olympics for archery?
Continued growth, continued interest in the younger crowds. There's so much diversity in the sport. Every culture on earth has experienced archery.
Hoping to see some new archers and bikers in our area after the Olympics. Now, for myself, I did give a go at shooting the bow and arrow. Let's just say I'm better off reporting than actually participating. Stay with us here on WICU for all your Olympic coverage so you can watch the games. But for now, from the studio, Kristen Allen, Erie News Now.
Oh, Kristen, thank you. I agree with you there. You don't want me to hold the bow, but holding the microphone.
Hey, you know what? Fine. You know what? I took archery in PE class in high school, and I did pretty well. So, I mean, you know, archery is a sport that I would like to get more involved with.
Lost calling, maybe.
So,
who knows?
I did very well in archery, but then again, you know, my family has part Native American, so, you know, I guess it kind of runs in our blood, I guess. I don't know.
Maybe. You never know. And you look at the Olympic Games, and it is inspiring. I've been watching it all weekend long. I plan to watch a little bit of it this afternoon. Let us know what you guys think about in the comment section.
Justin will be back in his, you know, closed office with his green-only M&Ms watching the Olympics.
If I have the door closed, that's why. Just knock if it's an emergency. Good to see Mark. Good to see Pam, Diane, and Laura. Hopefully you're all having a great start to the week. We appreciate you joining us here on Facebook Live Land, and those of you who are watching us on Erie News Now Plus as well, and WSEE sub-channel over the air. And wherever you stream us, we appreciate you tuning in. We want to hear from you, even if you're not watching the live cast. Drop us a comment and let us know what you think about these stories. And a lot of people here looking at the Summer Olympics over there in Japan, and I know weather-wise, it's been relentless heat in Japan.
Yeah.
And
a
lot of
plus they have a threat of a tropical cyclone potential in the next couple of days.
But none of that here. Thankfully.
No weather hassles here. Here's a look at it tonight. Clear and starlit. Patchy River Valley fog read about 56 to 66 tonight. And again, the ISS could be visible after 10:30 tonight. So get away from city lights out in the country. And if you can snap a picture of it, send it to us. Hunters WX on Twitter, the First Defense Weather page on Facebook, or the WNY News Now Instagram or Facebook pages. Or you can send us an email, newsdesk@WNYNewsNow.com, or my email, Dakota.Hunter@WNYNewsNow.com.
So many ways. So many ways to talk to us. It's great. You can call us too. I mean,
that's true.
Dakota.
I have a line right here in the weather office. Just
nobody ever calls you though. That's the thing. Rats.
But hey, you know what? That's good. Because if I don't get any calls in the weather office, that means nobody's complaining about the forecast.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. Well, that's going to do it for us today. Of course, news continues 24/7 at WNYNewsNow.com. We'll leave you with this live look over at Randolph today. Lots of clouds out there. Of course, if you missed anything we talked about, this program is available live and on demand. We are back here tomorrow. Hope to see you.